start. We're going to start with child's pose, but this can be puppy pose. So if you are constricted down the chest, bolster is additional extra. I quite like the bolster because you don't have to come down quite slow. Knees apart, toes vaguely together, and you come down. I'm resting my forehead on the bolster. You can come down with your bottom right down to your heels, but actually you can grade it up and coming forward. So this might be nice for you, Carol, just to come up a little bit. Just find your level. So just choose your level. So your hands can be stretched out, so this will be helpful for you, Sue, for your lower back. Stretching your hands out. The more you stretch them out, the more you stretch your lower back out. But just find your level. So we're coming into a forward bend, which is calming for the nervous system. You're stretching your lower back. You're bringing the focus of your breath to your back and your ribs. If you want to explore aspects of your back a little bit further, depending on your bolster, that might restrict your movement slightly, you can move your left hand into the centre slightly, and that will stretch out. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Charlotte, your quadratus lumborum, which is a very strong back muscle. That is right, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right.
Which is very implicated in lower back problems, among many things. And then just bring the left hand back. This is an optional movement, of course. Stretch out and bring your right hand slightly to the more to the centre of the midline, and that will stretch the quadratus lumborum on the right side. That's a very heavy-duty muscle. Along that, you can feel it stretch. As I said, that can be implicated in lower back problems. And then just very gently now think about coming out of child's pose, coming onto all fours and kneeling. So you might want to just bring your knees to hip width apart.
So, how are you, Carol, to dip your back and look up? Is that?
Turn the thumbs.
And rounding your back, your chin to your chest. So just a couple of times dipping your back, you're beginning to flex through the back, through the spine. Breathing out, rounding chin to chest. Again, repeating, your feet can be flat. That's modern classic yoga. Traditional classic yoga, we would have your feet tucked. But that went out just a few years ago. When you tuck your feet, as a matter of interest, you stabilize your spine and you open up the lung meridian underneath your feet. And then relax back down again. And now this looks at the back of the leg, which again can stretch out and things, aspects of like sciatica or whatever. So stretching your left leg back, tuck the left toes under, and just gently, very gently move forwards and backwards. So you're stretching out under the lungs, stretching out the back of your left leg. If you want to engage your core, you can additionally lift your left leg. This is optional. Almost extend into the big toe. And if this is again optional, possibly suggest not, Carol, but let's see. And then extend your right arm. You're looking down, and then release the arm and the knee back down to the ground. Just bring your bottom slightly towards the heels to stretch out your lower back again. Come back to all fours. And then again, tucking your right toes underneath as you slide your right foot back. Opening under the toes of the right foot, so you're going into the lung meridian here. Just come slightly forwards and backwards. I've mentioned sciatica, you're stretching out the back of the legs, and that's helpful again if you've got any compression of the lower spine. And then optional to lift your right leg up, almost extend to the right big toe. You're looking down. And again, optional to raise your left arm, looking down. You're activating your core a little bit here. And then release both the arm and the knee back down again. Just very gently sway the bottom from side to side. And you might find that as you sway your bottom to the left, you can look slightly over your right shoulder. You can choose to linger here, or to carry on when you're ready to sway the bottom to the right side, and then you would look slightly over your left shoulder. And then repeat that again to your own breath pattern, and lingering as you feel you might like to. And then come back to the centre. And then tuck the toes. We're going to come up to standing. So I know downward dog isn't necessarily your first option, but come via downward dog as an option. You can do your own thing too. Tummy tucks in, but knees are bent. Push up, knees remain bent, extend your spine, and then start to extend your legs. You can move your feet slightly closer towards your hands. Option to walk the dog by bending one knee and then bending the other. Make sure your neck's relaxed. Extend both feet. And then soften the knees to walk your feet to your hands to your feet. Really bend your knees, supporting the upper body on your thighs. And then start to press your feet down and rolling up vertebra by vertebra to standing.
When you get up to standing, lift and roll the shoulders. And then we're going to look at the neck. So was that all right?
No, I couldn't do any of that.
You couldn't do any of that.
No, it's quite painful.
How about your neck? Your
It's
shoulders?
okay, it was just when I went forward. It feels quite
Whereabouts in practice?
It's just down here. It's a little bit.
Oh dear. So
So you just carry on and I'll do what I can.
okay, just lift and roll shoulders. Lift both shoulders and roll them back down again. Breathing in, turn your head to the left. Breathing out, turn your head to the right. In to the left. And out to the right. In to the left. And out to the right. Drop your chin to your chest. And either using your chin or your nose as a pencil and a semi-pendulum, just move your head and neck up to the left. Raise your eyes. Breathing out, lower your chin to your chest and move your neck up towards the right. Chin to the chest, dropping to the centre, up to the left. Breathing out, chin to the chest and up to the right, the other side. Drop your chin to your chest. Place, it doesn't matter which hand, any hand onto the chest, almost think of yourself as a cobra, just securing your chest, as like a cobra you lift your head up safely back up. Eyes, keeping your head still, move your eyes to the top of your head, almost if you had a clock it would be 12 o'clock. Your head is still. Come through the centre and drop your eyes to 6 o'clock. Come to centre, go to, let's say, 9 o'clock. Come to the centre and go to 3 o'clock. Come to the centre. Go back up to 12 and go round smoothly clockwise, noting where your eyes skip. Your head is still. Go back up to 12 o'clock and then go round anti-clockwise. And then just come back to the centre. Rub your hands, creating energy in your hands from the nadis, the energy points. And just again, place your hands over your closed eyes. Open your eyes into the darkness of your hand. They benefit from an electrical pulse from your hands, and then just move your hands. Lift and move your shoulders. I hope you can do this, Carol. Goes from side to side. Moving energies. When did this happen?
2 weeks ago.
Did you enjoy the tramadol?
Makes me very sleepy actually.
Makes you very wonderful.
I think it's horrible stuff.
Oh, love it.
It makes me feel really unwell. I've never had it.
No,
To my knowledge.
it's very effective.
No, it's
See why they trade it in prison.
Oh, really? Did they?
Yeah, yeah. It's big in prison.
So is this
It's an opiate. I mean, it's a morphine-like drug.
does it relax you or does it is it a painkiller?
Yeah.
It's a painkiller,
Okay.
as well as making, well, it made me very chilled out.
Oh, it just made me feel unwell.
I slept very well when I was doing
Yeah.
I said that the same as you.
Do you not get on with opiates? Like morphine?
No,
I tried
them all now.
I didn't go to Royal Diamond. Actually, that wasn't heroin.
The what, sorry?
Heroin was disappointing. Diamond was disappointing. I just felt a little sick there.
No, actually, I was given morphine once in hospital for something, and I
Were you
just
very
felt,
sick?
oh God, I just felt immediately just so out of
Really,
control
right?
and not right that it sort of frightened me. You know?
Mm.
Yeah. And then just come to the stillness. So feet hip width apart, still on shoulders. Just touch your fingertips to your collarbone. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Can you do this? Breathing in, out, and breathing in. And just release the hands. Again, just lift the shoulders, roll them and reset them. So this opens the energy pathways, gateway up into the head. And it's blockage to the head, which kind of can exacerbate all the dimensions of the energy kind of like, doesn't apart from, I'm sure, the protein bits, I'm sure you can add your bits to the dementia scene. And so we've done the shoulders and the neck. So let's just move down to the hips. Hands on the waist, are you all right with that? Feet hip width apart. And just gently swirl. Jules is threatening to come back to a belly dancing
That
session.
should be fun.
I wish you would.
So I will let you know. She's doing a gig up in London, a yoga friend of hers, like a sound thing, cacao ceremony. But she's renting a studio for 3 hours. And it's costing £150.
Yeah, you said the
It's a lot, isn't it? She's really got to charge appropriately to cover her costs. And then just
Especially two then as well.
sorry.
Especially when it's two of you.
Two of you. Oh yeah, I said yes about the taxi because the girl's bringing all singing bowls, so she's going to have to charge. It will be at least 50 quid for a taxi to bring my singing bowls. So the other way. And
You tell Denise, I'm sure she'd round a few people up for belly dancing.
just release. Bring the feet slightly together. We're looking at the knees here. Soften the knees. And just circle. You can rub your knees as well. Or just keep them static if you want to. One way. And then just rub, circle them the other way. And you can rub if you want to. And then you can use your hands to support you to roll up. And looking at the ankles, just bring one foot forward, it doesn't matter which foot, circle in one way. And then circle the other way. And then the other foot. Circle one way, circle the other way, place that foot down. So for the arches of the feet, just lift your toes and then just stretch them down. I'm going to ask you, Charlotte, this for collapsed arches, of course I have a vested interest in this. When you're going like that, is it the tibia tibialis?
Yeah, tibialis anterior, which is here. Yes, something like this one.
Okay,
Yeah, here, yes, so it's going down here.
and that is
anterior.
helpful for, I believe, collapsed arches. So if you
pulls up on, yes, where does it insert?
But when you're doing
Inserts
that,
down
try not
here.
to lean forward.
Try not
Because you're, yeah. So it's kind of straight and then doing that.
so
Oh, I see, you're doing
Because otherwise you're compensating, you're using other muscles.
muscles to do that.
Yeah.
So what's that when you stretch out down there on that bit of the ankle?
This bit here is the well, this is your Achilles heel, but it's the back of the gastrocnemius, which is your big calf muscle.
Oh,
And it's the
okay.
tendon of the gastrocnemius, which is the Achilles heel, so that's there. So this is probably two extend. No, that's
You can try also going over on both
Yeah, that's
sides
good.
and then coming over to the other side. So you have to lift up so you're on the sides.
Oh, okay, when you're going like that.
That's skiing.
Yeah,
Yeah, it is.
exactly, you have boots on.
Yes.
Quite good to have very flexible ankles if you ski. It helps with skiing if you've got good flex. Even though they're trapped in a boot. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. And then this next exercise you'll be super good at, but it's very helpful for, as we get older, we lose muscle mass,
Mm.
and getting up off the floor, having witnessed Phil's mother not being able to do that.
Mm.
So going to our sumo wrestler, just feet apart, almost squat, and it's these muscles here, you can almost rest your elbows on, that you need to kind of strengthen up. But I should think you'd be very, yeah, you are very good at that, doing that when you're skiing things. And then just press your feet down and roll up. And then lift up your shoulders. So, Carol, just tell me where you're at on this. So, are you,
I'm not acting anywhere at the moment. It's the first
how
time I've done anything.
How are you lifting your arms? Is
That's fine.
that's right? Okay, so
It's just when I move forward that really starts. to
starts. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, so circle the hands up, plus reverse, really stretch up. So lateral, just come over to one side. You can bounce in and out in a dynamic fashion. Breathing in, straighten up. When I say lateral, it's a lateral movement for the back, coming into your back thing that they're going to be doing, and then coming up.
And then just very gently go to one side. So the back needs to go through a number of movements for optimal health, coming back to the centre, and just very gently going to the other side, and to the centre. If you're not too tired with your arms up, lift your heels and just test your balance. And you could still test your balance by dropping the heels but leaving them a millimetre off the ground as the weight goes into the heels. And then lower the heels to the ground. With your hands still up, soften your knees, looking downwards, and put your abdominal control on. And then breathing in, come back to upright. You might be tired in your arms, so just lower the arms. Lift and roll the shoulders. And then feet a little bit wider than hip width apart, flying, so this is excellent for the joints. Breathing in. So you can feel as you're doing that. If you're stiff at any parts, so like bend the elbows, if you're stiff at your shoulders, bend your knees obviously. And then just lower the hands. Lift and roll the shoulders again. Again, I'm interested, Carol. This is going the opposite way. Clasping your hands behind you, aiming the knuckles to the ground will open up your chest. Is that all right? Okay. Lift the hands a fraction away from your lower back or your bottom and turn to one side. Come to the centre and then turn to the other side. And then come to the centre. So I'll leave coming forward, although that Carol suggests not for you, but as an option, soften your knees, come forward, and then when you're forward, you optionally can lift your hands up. And then just come back to normal. Release your hands, lift and roll your shoulders. Circle the wrists one way, circle the wrists the other way. Shake your hands out, and then you just pull one finger, the fingers of one hand with the ring, and shake that out, then pull the other way, the other fingers. Just creates a minimal amount of space in the joints, and then just lift and roll the shoulders. Hands together at the heart centre. Just feel, press the hands together in a kind of sexual posture. And that I must.
Yes.
What is it again? I must.
Yes, I must develop a bust. The bigger the better, the more for my sweater. The boys depend on us.
Very Nancy PC these days.
Yes.
It was a hit in the 1960s and 70s.
Serious. And then soften the knees, hands up, stretch up, look up, open your fingers, and then bring your head to upright, palms together. Draw the energy through the centre of the body, soften the knees, slide the hands down to the shins, half lift, so press your hands into your shins, straight line from your bottom towards the top of the head, looking down, breathing out, soften the knees, soften the elbows, bending. Breathing in, half lift, and stay here as you breathe out. Breathing in, soften the knees, press the feet down, and roll up. So that's no good for you. Okay, so then just lift and roll the shoulders. And open out the arms. Breathing out. Hug in. Just rock from side to side. So this is the upper back. Breathing in, open out. And hug the other arm on top. To roll the shoulders. We did this yesterday, but I do quite like it. It's for liver. I know it's not gluten, but it is for a detox thing. So breathing in. Up, down. So you're alternating your arms.
Liver will have to stay sitting.
Yeah.
How many times? 100 times? Eliminate all illnesses.
And frustration and irritation. And
That's really good.
Yes, it's just throwing out the energy really. I feel you've had a workout. And just swing your arms. So the next one, I don't know that you'll be able to do this, but I just want to do a couple of them. It's part of the within the kidney meridian, which is the water element, which is connected to Winton. It's a frog pose. But I'll just do a few because I'm not sure that Karen will do.
You just carry on if you want.
So, if you can't bend right down, you bend right down, but otherwise to where you are.
It's quite entertaining watching
Can you get up on your hands?
Breathing in, breathing out, looking up. Breathing in, breathing out. You're doing it quite quickly. Breathing in, breathing out. I mean, you asked us to go right down. But go down to here. Looking up, breathing, down, breathing.
So this is kidney and bladder, isn't it?
This is kidney and bladder. It's quite energetic, and I don't know if I'll do this on Saturday. It depends what people, how they are. It's very energizing. And if you do it right down and you do it quickly, you'll get worn out quite quickly.
You get
You'll feel it in your legs.
skiing, actually.
Well, if you've been skiing, you can like goodness, and then just roll up.
And that's called a frog pose.
Frog pose. It's supposed to raise the energy from the base of the spine on a Kundalini basis up.
Yeah, it feels very Kundalini actually.
But so it's knackering.
Yeah.
It's a little knackered to keep
Pushing up with your quads and everything.
Yeah.
And actually also core.
Stretching the hams as well.
Yeah.
So from that point of view, so something you can do. We have moved on energy, but this is
You could do a frog pose standing up. If you held on, you could go like that, couldn't you? Because that's if you're in supine frog, you're kind of like that on the mat, aren't you? That's
Yes.
frog.
yes.
So and to make it more energising, you could do that.
Yes.
It feels kind of military.
It looks like ballet. Like you're doing a sort of
Yeah.
bar or something.
Yeah.
So anyway, so this one creates vibrational energy from the feet up to the top of the head. And it's just marching. Because you're, if you have a class, not that any of us ever would do, but if you're teaching a class full of noisy children, invite them to do this. Once they've gone through the sort of the silly stage of being ridiculous, they'll calm down and it resets the energy. If you're feeling particularly energetic, Charlotte, because you are, you can, the staff is,
Oh, it's like that on the head. That tested pelvic floor.
loose there,
Yeah.
now working, and then that's whenever you want to just, because the types fit on Friday to the studio.
Oh,
Just
no.
lifting and rolling. Breathing in, head to the left. Breathing out, head to the right. Breathing in, head to the left. Breathing out, head to the right. Centre. One salute to the sun. I'm just trying to minimise your movement forward, but hands together, soften, hands up. Breathing out. We'll come straight down. You can lift your chest up. I don't suppose you don't slide back. Right leg. You can either dip the leg to the floor, keep it in a straight line, and then both knees down. Soften your bottom towards your heels. Come forward onto into Sphinx pose. Lower your head, stretch your arms out. Breathing in, bring your arms back. Roll your shoulders, palms down. Come up to kneeling. Tap your toes. Downward dog. Walk your feet to your hands to your feet.
suffer ease. This is just a very soft coming up. Lift and roll your shoulders, hands behind, left side now. Stretch out. Release your hands. Slide the hands down. Step back with your left foot. Option to dip the knee down or in a straight line. Both knees down. Bottom to the heels, stretching out. Coming forward, your Sphinx pose, then onto your tummy. Lower the head, stretch your arms out. Slide your hands back. Lift and roll the shoulders, palms down, come back to kneeling. Tuck your toes, downward dog. Looking your hands forward, your feet forward, the hands back, hands and feet together. Soften as you come up. Lift and roll your shoulders, hands together. Breathing out, turn the head to one side of the over the shoulder and back to the centre. Breathing out, turn the head to look over the other shoulder. Come to the centre. Just kidney essence, just tapping here. Got a number in here as well. Just. And then that weird and wonderful. Ready. Just tapping the top of your head. Just activating the energy here. Release the hands, lift and roll the shoulders. Step out. Left foot in, right foot out. Leave your, for the moment, left hand on your waist, right hand out. Soften your front right knee, looking beyond the fingers of your right hand. And then just come to straighten your leg. Bring your left hand to your right. Draw a bow, open your chest. Breathing in, right hand up. Look at the thumb. Open the hands wide. Lower the hands. Bring your right foot in. Left foot out. Right hand on the waist. Look beyond the fingers of your left hand. Soften the front left knee. And then breathing in, straighten your leg, bring your right hand to your left, draw your bow. Breathing in, left hand up, open the hands, drop the hands, turn the left foot in, and then soften the knees, bending down, and then just, you might want to adjust your feet. Just balance your pelvis a little bit of a sumo wrestler, just transferring the weight from left to right, right to left. And then pressing the feet down, rolling up. Heel toe your feet in. Hands together, and then we're going to come to seated with your legs out in front of you. Flesh out towards the bottom. So just thinking, not coming forward. How are you if you lead with your chest? Yeah. Okay. So
If you do it.
no, that's fine. I can. So just pat, rub your legs, nourish under the knees, pat anywhere you want to, just boosting the circulation. And then bend the legs up. If you take your feet off the ground, keeping your back upright, that's hard, but that's engaging your core. You can stay like that. You can have your feet out for hardcore, you have legs out, I can't do that, I find that impossible. And then bringing your feet down, just hold your big toes, this is optional as well, walk them in, and just well done. Just open them out so your back stays up. Well done. And
You two. You're the teachers.
well, you're doing pretty well, look at you.
Say, look at you.
Quite straight.
And then just bend your legs in, soles of the feet together. And ask Sue if you want to, as you're massaging the. Oh yes, well sternum. Where would sternum be?
Sternum's on the front of your foot, so I
Okay.
guess it would be. I think I was asked about the sternum before. It's probably about before you get to the sort of where the next bone is on the front of your foot, just below there, I would say, where your metatarsals meet. I would say it's about there.
It should hurt.
Yeah. It probably does. Does it hurt the same on both sides?
No, it's more on this side.
Right, so you probably went slightly to the right.
More, definitely more on this side.
And do you notice it hurts more, slightly more on the right than the left?
It's more on the left.
Is it?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, it's hard anyway.
It's in the middle,
that's-
isn't it?
That's what it is. It's in the middle. So, yeah. So that's that area, yeah. So
Perhaps I
just,
shouldn't push it.
no, just don't do it too hard.
Yeah.
But I mean, gently.
It's just stimulating.
Can only help.
Flow of
Because all
energy
it does
there.
is frees up the area of the meridian line of the energy to flow through to heal. That's what it does. So if you just do it gently, little and often probably is the best
Yeah.
thing. Maybe sitting down or you go to bed or
Yeah,
whatever, just do it gently up and down on that sort of around that area. And you'll probably find the actual point, if you're careful and do it slowly, of exactly where it is. You'll probably find one point that's hurts more than anything, yeah.
That's really interesting.
Don't really need an X-ray.
Well, this is
Your own body.
Yeah,
isn't
don't
it?
you?
Well, you are.
Well, it is what it is, pinpointing it, yeah.
So, and anywhere else that you want to massage, any other body part that you want to focus on? Where's your neck? You said neck, something
Sort of
neck.
down here, the
Well,
kind of,
no.
yeah, base of my neck.
Right, well, the next, in sort of two places really, it's if you think of where your neck is, so it's at the base of your toes, because this is your head and everything here. If it goes into your shoulders, that's on the sort of outside, but the middle part of your neck is on your big toe.
It's more, well, it comes from the middle and then goes out.
Yes, it's probably more on your at the outside because the bone at the base of your little toe goes into your so it's from your neck and that goes into your shoulder. So that's your shoulder obviously on your left and then other side on your right. But the middle area of your neck is more on your the base of the second lower part of your big toe.
Yeah.
Do you have any regular general practices or
No,
routines?
no, not really. What with reflexology?
Yeah,
Because I've got such long nails now,
Fascinating.
I can't do it. Probably draw blood if I did it on someone. I have got bits, I always do because I've got such a problem with my back. I do my back every night when I put the cream on my feet. I always do my whole of the back. So your spine is the spine is basically from the outside of your big toe, right the way down, then you follow it as your instep comes up, and then all the way down. So mine gets to about sort of this stage, and that's really sore, and that's where my arthritis is. So, and the same on the other, but worse on this side. So. Yes.
So, thank you. With a nice foot massage, and then we're going to think about back. So come to lying. Maybe have your bolster handy. That's optional. Feet hip width apart. Knees up. Hands palms down. Make sure that your shoulders are away from your ears. And then just very gently start by letting the head, or turning the head, almost rolling it, letting the head move to one side, doesn't matter which. The chin will be in, downwards towards your chest, it's not sticking up. And coming back to the centre and always letting the head roll over to the other side. And just a couple of times, letting the head turn from side to side. Bring the head back to the centre, and then have your feet either hip width apart, or you can have them slightly wider towards the edges of the mat. You can choose, as you let both knees drift down to one side and the hip opposite direction that you're moving, or lift off the ground. Again, you can linger here. As you breathe in, bring both knees back to the centre and let both knees drift down to the other side, and your opposite corresponding hip will lift. And then come back to the centre and just start to your own preferred rhythm, letting the knees swing from side to side. They can go down a lot, or they can go down a little bit. And you might find that your head stays still, or you might find that your head engages naturally with the movement. So if you're going to be very yogic about it, your head would turn in the opposite direction away from the knees, but really whatever works for you. You're massaging really across the top of the bottom, so that's quite satisfying, or it can be. Very gently come back to knees upright, and perhaps move your feet more now to hip width apart, and there's an option to bring them slightly closer to your bottom, but it is an option only. Palms either down or holding the mat, and so you start a pelvic tilt movement, flattening the back to the ground as if you're lifting your bottom, and then rolling your back the other way so that the tailbone aims and goes towards the floor. There's a gap potentially under your lower back. If you go slowly, you'll always go a vertical at a time. So this is going over towards your bottom is like the S1 on the sacral part, and then going up slightly into the lumbar region, L5, L4, and as you're going slightly higher, pressing down L3, L2. You're just going into the back area. And then this is strengthening for the back, but again, it's only lifting your back how much it works for you. Next time you flatten your back, actually lift your bottom a little bit or a lot. Almost tuck your shoulders under optionally, and then just raise your arms bent at the elbows. Your chin will go into your chest. Connect the hands to the back of the floor, and then as you breathe out, start to lower your spine. Your arms will then naturally follow, and when your bottom is connected to the floor, bring one knee and then the other knee into the chest. Just rock from side to side, hugging both knees into the chest. Come back to the centre, raise one foot and then the other foot. Extend both heels, and then bring the palms of the hand together and keep the head on the floor, looking at your thumbs or towards your thumbs. And then bend one knee and then bend the other knee in. Just rock from side to side again. And then optionally support your legs under the thighs as you place one foot and then the other foot back down onto the earth. Palms back down on the mat, or you can hold the mat to give you extra support as you pelvic tilt again a couple of times. And then next time you pelvic tilt, flatten your back, press down on the feet, lift up a little bit. Maybe tuck your shoulders underneath, make sure that your knees aren't splaying out, then you are tracking evenly, and then bending your elbows. Begin to stretch your arms, chin comes to the chest. Even engage your core here, perineum comes in slightly, and then you can stay here for an in and an out breath. And then when you next start to breathe out, lower the bottom back down to the ground, and then the arms should follow. And when your bottom has connected to the ground, you can lift one knee in and then lift the other knee in again. Rock gently from side to side. Lift one leg up, then the other leg up. Extend both heels. And this time as an option, as you bring your hands through, clasping your hands together and looking at your thumbs, you can either place a hand underneath your head, this is optional, to lift your head up. If you're very strong in the core, you won't need to do this, you can just lift your head up, holding your hands. But then lower your head back down to the ground, hug both knees in towards the chest. Once more, rock from side to side. And then coming to the centre. As you breathe in, raise your left leg and your left arm. Both can be bent behind you. You can optionally extend your left heel and you can optionally extend your left arm. Stay here for an in and an out breath. And then when you next come to an exhalation, hug your left knee into your chest. Again, rock from side to side. And then breathing in, raise your right arm behind you, your right leg up to the ceiling, extending the right heel. Stay here as you breathe out. Breathe in. And as you next breathe out, hug the right knee into the chest. And then just rock from side to side. So hips and lower back are often connected, where muscles can subtly contract if the hips don't go through their full rotational movement, and then that can pull slightly on the lower back. So hugging both knees into the chest, let both knees drift away to arm's length while you're still holding them, and then circle the knees, coming back to meet, hugging the knees into the chest, breathe in as the knees drift away to arm's length, still holding them, circle them, and then back. So just do this a couple of times. And then with the arms and the knees away from you to arm's length, hug both knees into the chest as you breathe out, and then circle them in the opposite direction so that you meet back up with the arms away from you. It's just a reversal of your circle. Moving your hips. Away the top of the leg, moving your hip socket. And then maybe supporting the right leg of shoe underneath as you let the right foot come back down to the earth. Hug the left knee in towards you. When you're upside down, pigeon or figure of four, as you open the left knee to the left, placing the left ankle on top of the right thigh, palms down. Palms down or hold the mat. And just gently sway the knees from side to side, knees going in the same direction. Your swaying can be minimal or it can go much more, it can be a much more exaggerated movement. Again, your choice. You're just opening up the lower thigh and the outer piriformis muscle, which is so connected to lower back issues as well. The inner thigh, you're opening up the lower lymphatic system here as well. And then hugging the left knee into the chest. Just raise the left leg again. You can still keep it bent at the knee and circle the left ankle a few times in one direction and circle the left ankle a few times in the opposite direction. And then hugging the left knee into the chest and then supporting the left leg under the thigh to place the left foot on the ground. Just palms down as you sway the knees from side to side. And then for core, just clasp your hands underneath your head, open your elbows, they're like butterfly wings, maybe bring your elbows in slightly, and as you breathe out, you'll lift your head up slightly. If your tummy starts to dough or raise slightly, then you've gone too far. Just a core movement and then just release the hands, head back down to the ground. Open the under the arms, that's your upper lymphatic system. Slide the hands out from under the arms and then hug the right knee into the chest. Just enjoying that hugging in, and then just open the right knee to the right ankle on the left, leg just palms down, just sway the knees from side to side. For those of you who want to take this to, there's an option to take it slightly further. You can, it is optional, press your left foot down and raise your hips up. I wouldn't suggest this because it's quite strong, but if you want to stretch out, hold them out, just lift up and then just lower the bottom back down again. Swaying from side to side. And then hugging the right knee into the chest, drop the hands onto the thighs, raise the right leg to the ceiling, then just circle the right ankle a few times in one direction. And circle the right ankle a few times in the opposite direction. And then hugging the right knee into the chest. Extend the left leg out. There is an option, and it is optional, if you want your bolster, to have the bolster on the left side of you and roll the entire body over to the left, so that the right knee or the upper right thigh, the thigh is resting on the bolster. Your right hand can either be resting on your waist, right waist, or your right hand can be bent above you, stretching out under the arm. Or if you really want the strongest expression, you would open your right arm out at shoulder height to the right, palm down, and turn your head to the right. That is quite strong. If your your knee starts lifting off the ground, then that's too strong. You need to come in a little bit. Choose your expression. And then to just stretch properly, extend your left heel, and then just release and relax it. And your head can look up or can look slightly to the right, chin slightly down.
about rolling onto your back. Bending both knees, pressing both feet down to lift your bottom and just to untangle you if you've got slightly your back needs to straighten out. Think about transferring your bolster if you need it to the right side of you. And then stretching out the right leg as you hug the left knee into the chest. And then when you're ready, roll the entire body so the hip will obviously come off the ground to the right. Use your bolster again only if you need to. And your left hand again can adopt one of three positions, either the on your waist, opening out. It's helpful for lungs, create space for the left lung. Or bending the left arm, resting the arm above you. Or the opening your arm, left arm out to the left, palm down. Again, you might find that's quite strong if your knee lifts off. Just bring it in a little bit. Extend your right heel just to stretch into the lower back, and then relax. And then just roll gently. Bend both knees into your chest and then place one foot and then the other foot onto the ground. Press down with your feet to lift and straighten out the bottom. Just sway the knees slightly from side to side. And then using your bolster again, press your feet down to lift your hips sufficiently to place the bolster underneath your hips. Rest your hips on the bolster. Just this in itself is quite a restful position. Palms can be down on the ground. Allow us to subtly rolling back, coming back to the heart, quite restful. We're not going to stay here, we're going to then progress, chins into the chest. To lift one knee up into the chest. If you're comfortable, lift the other knee up into the chest. And then lift one foot up, and then lift the other foot up. So it's a very supported inversion. Your hands can rest on the floor, they can rest palms upwards, palms down, or on your abdomen. And just very gently let both feet subtly make little circles. You'll find that you might naturally gravitate towards one way of circling. I'm kind of going clockwise. Whatever works for you. And then just extend alternately one heel and relax it, and then the other heel extends and relaxes. And just do that a couple of times, alternately extending one heel and then the other heel. And then circle one ankle one way. Circle that same ankle in the opposite direction. Circle the ankle one way. Circle the ankle the other way. And then just stretch all your toes out and just relax them. And again, just stretching the toes out and then just relax them. Just enjoy a couple of breaths with your feet up. You can of course do this against the wall or have a chair and let your feet and your knees bend. Supporting under the hips is an easy way to get up.
very gently bend the knees into the chest. Just enjoy hugging the knees into the chest. And then supporting underneath the legs to place one foot and then the other foot back down onto the earth. Make any adjustments under your hips. And just take a couple of breaths with your hips resting on the bolster. Your palms can be palms down or up, or resting on your abdomen again. Just opening across the shoulders. Opening across the chest. This is a calming, almost restorative type pose. The chin to the chest activates the vagus nerve, which is, as we know, very important anti-inflammatory. And then just very gently press your feet down to lift your bottom and slide the bolster out from underneath you. Place your bottom back down onto the ground. Hug one knee into the chest and then the other. And then circle both knees in the same direction, and this will focus the weight down to the base of the spine. Quite a small area, hopefully deeply satisfying. So just make little circles. And then circle both knees, you're holding them in the opposite direction. Gently bring your feet down to the earth, supporting onto your legs, hands down. Maybe just let the knees drop to one side. You're lifting your hips opposite your very gentle rotation one way, taking in and out breath. When you're ready, bring both knees back up to the centre and then just very gently drop both knees to the other side. Your hip will lift. You can look away from the direction of the knees. Like that. Bring both knees back. And then classically, we're going to go up to sitting. You would drop your knees away from the direction of the heart, so to the right. But if you want to hug the knee into the chest and come up, however works for you, come up to a very gentle and comfortable seated position. Comfortable for you. That means you can have legs out if you want to. Just coming back to the spine, just hands on either the tops of the thighs or the knees, below the knees, sitting up and breathing out, just chin to chest, stretching out the back of the neck. Flex the spine again, sitting up, looking up, eyes upwards, breathing out, chin to chest. And again, sitting up, breathing out, chin to chest. Hands upwards. And your hands are like a flower. So in yoga it would be the lotus flower, of course, but you can choose any of your favourite, any favourite flower. And as you breathe in, you open your left hand. So that represents the petals, just very gently. And as you breathe out, the petals and your fingers of your left hand just come slightly in. You might want to touch your thumb to the fingers in that direction, they don't have to touch. And then breathing in, just very gently open the right hand, fingers open slightly and the petals open, and then breathing out. The petals of your right hand, your fingers slightly closing, your thumb might touch, fingers might not. Just again a few breaths in your own breath pattern, breathing in, opening the left hand, breathing out, closing the petals. Your own breath pattern.
anytime you coordinate, which we've been doing this, that's yoga, when you coordinate your movement with your breath, you're beginning to calm the nervous system down. Blood pressure. Numerous benefits, of course. Now think about making the next breath the last one. And then come to bring your hands to either side of your head. So this is a Reiki position, opening Reiki position. Just bringing the hands towards one another, so you're just very slightly putting pressure on the side of the head. Your head will naturally come forward. This can be deeply nourishing, and nourishing is very much connected to what we need for the winter season. We can be quite depleted this time of year. And then very gently, doesn't matter which hand, take one hand to the back of the head and one hand to the forehead. And just very gently press into the forehead and press into the back of the head. Again, your head's going to be slightly down. It supports that nourishing feeling of the body. And then keep the hand that's on the forehead, but take the hand from the back of the head and move the hand from the back of the head towards the heart, which means you'll sit up. The back is likely to be straight. And then keep the hand that's at the heart where it is. Take the hand at the forehead and move it to your navel, your abdomen, just supporting your abdomen. It should feel warm and supportive. And again, we're going to be sitting up. And imagine almost there's a straight line, there's a thread linking your navel, your digestive system, your gut, your brain, a second brain of the body to the heart. And now have a thought for the day. It can be any thought. A simple wish for yourself or for someone close to you. Have that thought a couple of times. And then just let that thought drift. And now as you breathe in, breathe out. Breathe out anything that's not going to be serving you today that you don't need, and breathe it out to the edge of the body. Breathing in again, fresh air, cleansing, and it cleanses your body as you breathe out to the edge of your body. Any thoughts or any niggles or pains that are not going to be serving you, go to the edge of the body. And as you breathe in again, same thing. You breathe out, but this time you breathe out to the edge of the world. Again, breathing in, breathing out. Anything not serving you to the edge of the world. And then as you breathe in again, same thing, you breathe out to the edge of the universe. Choose a colour, any colour that resonates with you today. And like an auric egg or a
Warm cloud or candy floss. Wrap your body inside and out with your choice of colour, conferring protection on you for the day ahead. And then take your hands together, touch your thumbs to your forehead, kind thoughts. Drop your hands to your lips, kind words. And then drop your hands to your heart, kind deeds. Bow your chin to your chest, taking a bow for yourself for the day ahead. Thank you very much.